Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into a question that seems to be popping up more and more. Why learn to code?
Right. It feels really relevant now.
Exactly. So we've looked closely at a whole collection of, well, pretty compelling arguments, trying to figure out the core reasons this skill is becoming so vital,
Yeah.
for careers, personal life, everything.
hmm
Our mission today, basically, to distill the essential benefits and really get why coding is, well, fast becoming seen as a fundamental skill in this digital age.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important to say this isn't just for people aiming for a tech career,
I
right?
know. No.
Think of it more like exploring a really powerful kind of versatile ability that can genuinely touch almost every part of your daily life.
Okay, so let's unpack that first big idea we found.
Yeah.
Career opportunities. I mean, it's almost impossible to ignore just how deeply software has woven itself into, well, everything.
It really has.
We're talking healthcare innovations driven by code, algorithms in finance, educational platforms. Even how we grow food is changing because of tech. It really feels like code is the invisible engine now.
That's a good way to put it. And what's fascinating is the sheer variety of paths that open up when you have these skills. Obviously, you've got the core tech roles, software engineers, data analysts.
Game developers, AI, cybersecurity, the list goes on.
Right, all those exciting fields. But what our sources really hammered home is how coding is becoming this valuable extra skill, even in jobs you wouldn't traditionally think of as tech.
Yeah, that really struck me. The idea that even if your main job isn't writing code all day, just having that basic understanding, maybe being able to automate a few things or look at data differently, it gives you a real advantage.
Totally.
One of the points we saw put perfectly, I thought, coding isn't just for coders anymore. It's a universal skill for the 21st century. It really lands the point, doesn't it, how foundational it's becoming.
It absolutely does. And, if we connect that to the economy, well, all that demand naturally impacts earning potential. That's another key benefit that came up again and again.
Ah, yes, the money aspect.
The principle is pretty simple, really. High demand for coding skills, but still kind of a limited supply of people who have them.
Which means companies have to compete, pushing salaries up, right?
Exactly.
Our sources showed tech roles consistently offering above average pay pretty much everywhere. And not just for the top experts either. Like entry-level software engineers in the U.S. apparently can start upwards of $70,000 a year.
It's often cited.
And experienced developers, often well into six figures.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big factor when you're thinking about careers.
It's certainly a tangible, attractive benefit, no doubt. But, it's also really important to look beyond just the paycheck.
Sure.
Learning to code actually develops a way of thinking that has benefits way beyond tech. Our sources really emphasized how it sharpens your logical thinking and your problem-solving skills.
This part really resonated with me. The whole process of coding, it forces you into this very structured, very step-by-step way of thinking.
Yes.
You're always facing these big, complex problems, and you have to break them down into smaller, manageable chunks, smaller lines of code. It's almost like mental weightlifting.
Yeah.
Builds those analytical muscles.
That's a great analogy. Mental weightlifting.
right.
Because the strict rules of the language, the need for absolute precision, it forces your brain down these rigorous logical paths.
Right.
Unlike maybe more abstract problem solving, code needs concrete steps. Steps you can test, refine. It leads to this really granular, analytical approach you can apply anywhere.
And it's not just for computer stuff.
Not at all. These skills, the logical thinking, the systematic approach, they become assets in fields like math, engineering, even law, anywhere that requires structured argument or analysis.
So it's not just the technical skill itself. It's like upgrading your whole approach to tackling challenges.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because when some people hear coding, they might picture something very, technical and maybe a bit dry.
Yeah, that stereotype exists.
But the sources also really highlighted how it encourages creativity and innovation. Kind of the flip side.
Oh, absolutely. This is such a vital point, and it often gets missed. Programming isn't just about following rules. It's an incredibly powerful, creative tool.
Right.
I mean, think about it. You can have an idea for an app and then actually build it. Or design an interactive website that really connects with people, or even create a whole new game world.
It's like this blank digital canvas, and really your imagination is the main barrier. The info we reviewed point out you can build tools, craft interactive stories, design games, generate art, all just by applying code strategically.
Taking an idea from your head and making it real digitally.
Exactly, making it tangible.
And speaking of making things happen efficiently, our sources then get into the really practical side, automating tedious tasks. This is where even like a basic understanding of code can make a huge difference day to day.
Oh, this is a huge one. Huge. The thought of automating those repetitive, just mind-numbing chores.
Data entry, yeah.
Data entry, sorting files, scheduling social media posts. It's so appealing. One source posed this great question. Why spend 5 hours doing something manually if you could write a simple script to automate it in 15 minutes?
That really puts it in perspective.
It does. You know, I actually spent hours recently manually renaming hundreds of photos.
Yeah.
Just hours. Finding out later that a little bit of code could have done that in seconds. That was painful. A real eye-opener.
Ouch. Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing is you don't need to be a guru. Even a basic grasp lets you start doing that kind of thing. Which leads nicely into the next point, the empowerment that comes from building your own projects.
Yes. This feels incredibly liberating.
Yeah.
Just imagine having an idea maybe for a personal blog with unique features,
Mhm.
or an online shop just how you want it, or a little mobile app to solve some daily annoyance. And actually having the skills to build it yourself. No need to hire someone, no waiting around.
Precisely. You get this amazing sense of independence and control. The sources really stress the complete creative and functional command you have. You're not stuck with templates or off-the-shelf limits.
Build it your way.
Exactly. As one point put it, quite nicely, I thought. Your ideas deserve to be real. Coding makes that possible.
I like that. And, you know, in a world that's just so shaped by technology now, learning to code also just helps you understand it all better. Understand the digital world around us.
It's like getting a peek behind the curtain, isn't it?
Totally. Seeing how the apps and websites and devices we use constantly actually work.
Instead of just passively consuming it all, you start to get the logic, the mechanics underneath. Our sources basically position coding as essential digital literacy for the 21st century. Like reading and writing were in the past.
That's a powerful comparison. Really powerful. And as you start actually doing it, learning, hitting roadblocks, figuring things out.
Which you definitely will.
Oh, yeah. The sources highlight this other big benefit, maybe less obvious.
Yeah.
It seriously boosts your confidence and resilience.
Yeah, the whole process of debugging, finding, and fixing errors in your code, it's tough, but it teaches you so much. Persistence, definitely. Problem solving under pressure. The value of just trying things, failing, trying again.
Trial and error.
And every bug you squash, every challenge you figure out, it just builds your self-assurance bit by bit, your belief that you can tackle tricky things, not just in code, but anywhere.
It's like you internalize that setbacks aren't the end. They're just steps on the way to figuring it out. One insight we saw put it brilliantly. Coding teaches you that failing is just a step toward figuring it out.
Such a great mindset shift.
Isn't it? That applies to so much in life.
Absolutely. And thinking about life flexibility, for people who value that, our sources point to another major plus, the potential to work remotely or, well, globally.
Yeah, this is a huge draw for so many people now. The freedom,
Totally.
being able to work from pretty much anywhere with internet. All the remote jobs, the freelance platforms for developers. It just opens up a whole new way to design your career around your life, not the other way around.
Exactly. The research shows companies are looking way beyond their local area now. Hiring talent worldwide, Silicon Valley to Singapore, doesn't matter as much anymore.
Breaks down those old geographical barriers.
It means you potentially can build a career around the lifestyle you actually want.
Okay, so finally, and this feels maybe the most critical for the long haul, adaptability, staying relevant. Our sources really hammered home how coding helps future-proof your skills.
Yeah, given how fast everything's changing digitally.
Right.
Automation, AI, big data.
Yeah.
It's everywhere now, in every sector.
Right.
Coding is quickly shifting from being just a niche technical thing to, well, almost a fundamental requirement.
Sure.
Just to navigate and participate effectively in where the economy's heading.
It's about making sure your skills don't become obsolete, really. Giving you options if you want to change careers, or just staying current and understanding the world. One of the final statements we read was really powerful. Tech is the future. Coding is your passport.
That really sums it up, doesn't it? Your passport to the future.
It really does. Underscores the importance.
So yeah, bringing it all together from this deep dive, learning to code offers this just remarkable range of benefits. Sure, the career potential, the good salary, that's a big motivator.
Can't ignore that.
Can't ignore it. But it goes so much deeper. It's about cultivating these crucial thinking skills, unlocking creativity, building confidence, resilience, and ultimately just empowering you to navigate and thrive in this increasingly digital world we're all living in.
Absolutely. So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. Considering all these different advantages, the career boost, the problem solving, the creativity, the automation, the understanding what kind of problem or maybe what kind of project might you be inspired to tackle, even with just a basic grasp of code, what new doors could that open up for you?
Good question to ponder.
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.